Hello everyone! First, to introduce ourselves, we are a group of Commander players in Belgium hosting a small yearly EDH league with a frequency of 3 games a month, and we decided to record some of the cEDH games for the 3rd edition of the league. Please be aware that making videos is something completely new for us. For this first time we have a MacGyver setup with a potato camera, and I will try to have a better one for next time. So let's see which commanders we have at the table. First is Jhoira, that is an artifact storm deck. Then we have another Weatherlight captain, Sissay, which is a legendary toolbox deck. Then we have Kinnan, which try to cheat big creatures into play and has infinite combo with Basalt Monolith. And then we have Vial, which is a Grixis pile with a finisher in Glinthorn Buccaneer. Sissay has a pregame action. He plays a Gemstone Cavern, pitching an Elvish Spirit Guide. Jhoira starts the game and draws. He plays a Misty Rainforest, which he cracks. He gets a Volcanic Island into play. And for 1 blue, plays a fish. Sissay draws. He plays a Tarnished Citadel. And for 2 mana, he plays a Lotto. Kinnan draws. He plays a Verdant Catacombs. Cracks it. And he shortcuts to get his own fish into play. Jhoira draws. And he gets a Tropical Island. Vial draws. He gets a Steam Vents. Shocks himself for 2. And plays a Ragavan. Jhoira draws. Doesn't pay for the fish. And he plays his own Steam Vent, shocking himself for 2. And then he plays a Mana Crypt, triggering the fish. Kinnan draws. And then Jhoira plays his commander. Sissay makes a treasures with Lotto and lose 1 life. Sissay untaps, draws. For 1, he plays a Note of Nissa. He looks at the top 3 cards, reveals a Polluted Delta, put it into his hand. He then plays the Polluted Delta, cracks it, and he fetch a Tundra. For 3 mana, cracking a treasure. He then plays Sissay, and because it's his second spell this turn, he also loses 1 life and make a treasure with Lotto. Kinnan pays for fish, he draws. He then plays Hinterland Arbor, pass the turn and discard Sphinx. Vial draws. He plays a Mana Confluence. He then moves to combat and attacks Kinnan with the Monkey. Kinnan takes 2, exiles the top card, and it's a Thassa's Oracle. He then creates a treasure token. And for 2 mana, plays a Talisman of Dominance. Jhoira untaps. He wins this Mana Crypt trigger. Then he draws a card, plays a mountain, and for 1 red, plays a Soul Ring, which triggers Jhoira and the fish. Kinnan draws, Jhoira draws. He then casts a Lotus Petal, which triggers the fish again, and Jhoira again. Kinnan draws, then Jhoira draws. And yes, Sissay makes a treasure from Lotto. Jhoira then tries to cast an Enthusiastic Mechanode, which Kinnan responds to with a Mystical Tutor, putting a Force of Will on top of his library. And then Jhoira tries to cast a Jeweled Amulet, triggering both the fish and Jhoira. Kinnan puts his Force of Will in his hand, and Jhoira draws a card. He then floats 4 colorless mana. And then tries to play a paradoxical outcome to return all his artifacts into hand. But the Malcolm Vial player says nope, plays a mana drain, which counters the paradoxical outcome. He then goes with a Grim Monolith, triggering both the fish and Jhoira again. He then tries to cast a Phyrexian Metamorph to copy the creature, which reduces his artifact cost. And Kinnan responds with a Force of Will. Then he passes the turn to Sissay, which untaps and draws. He plays a Rocco for X equals 2 and get Dockside into play, which will make a bunch of treasure tokens. The Sissay player can now activate Sissay to fetch for a legendary permanent. And he finds Aminatu, which he can use to blink Dockside to make even more treasures. From there, he should be able to activate Sissay again, and he can assemble the Emil plus Dockside combo, which is infinite, and again activate Sissay again to find his Wincon, so his opponent just concede. So just to explain the finisher here, Sissay can get Mount Doom into play, which says for 3 mana he can deal 1 damage to each opponent. He can also get Derevi into play. When Derevi ETBs, he can untap Mount Doom, and Emil can bounce Derevi, so with infinite mana from Dockside and Emil, he can basically ping his opponent to death using Mount Doom. So GG to the Sissay player, and thank you for watching this video. We will make a new one in about a month after the next league day. Bye!